What's going on, everybody? It's Tim, and I want to talk about Cleanspark. We're going to also get into Bitcoin. It is starting to break 43,000, and we're pushing new local highs. We are breaking recent highs, and we are pushing forward, so that's great, and that's also going to be great for Cleanspark. So basically, I'm going to get into the chart here, then I'm going to go over a new article that we just saw on Cleanspark's Facebook, and let's get into it. Now, first off, we're going to look at Bitcoin. Now, on the chart, we are absolutely running. I woke up and saw this just starting to hit, working its way towards 44. We're at 30. We're at 43,840. So we are breaking all of these recent local tops here. We broke out of this, we passed this up. We passed this up right around here, and now we are working on developing supports in this level, breaking this previous resistance here. Now I like the way that this chart is lining up. We're still in this nice bullish wedge here, and you'll see that it's been respecting it relatively well. And also, one thing to consider, you see a run up like this, just chops around and falls back, takes everything back. Same thing here. We are on a nice sustained run so far. We are developing supports along the way, and this is great. This is what I want to see with Bitcoin. Now, that being said, if you check out the RSI, we are getting towards a little bit overbought, so keep an eye on it. We might pull back, retest this downward channel here. But if we retest, say, 42,250 and bounce from there, that's going to be great. And if we can stay above 40, I think this is fantastic for Bitcoin. And this is also great for altcoins. We've also been seeing a lot of altcoins lately running up. We got DOT pushing like 21. We've got Cardano actually up over 110. We've got VGX pushing towards 2. I mean, this is great to see, and this is definitely helping my portfolio out a lot. Now, the main focus here is going to be Cleanspark, but I just wanted to quickly brush over Bitcoin because this is going to push Cleanspark up or down to some extent. Now, next up, we're going to get into an article that was on Cleanspark's Facebook, and I will leave you guys a link below if you want to read it for yourself, but I'm just going to touch over a couple things on it. But this actually goes into a little known point that Bitcoin mining can actually strengthen a power grid, not to mention job creation and investments in regions with limited opportunities for economic development. So, for example, a New York miner, Greenridge, curtailed its mining operations, so halted its mining operations temporarily to supply all of its electrical generation capacity to the New York Independent System Operator to help heat homes. And this was able to happen in just minutes. So this is all energy on the sideline that if they really need to, if we went into an emergency, you can halt your Bitcoin mining really fast and help those in need. So this is, to me, is one good feature of Bitcoin mining, that we have all this huge amount of electricity that if we really needed to, we could just halt it temporarily and provide those in need. And they also go into their Norcross, Georgia facility and talk about how they created over 20 skilled and highly skilled jobs with a yearly wage of about $50,000. They also mention how they started as an energy company, which means they're focused on sustainability before they even started mining Bitcoin. And Cleanspark believes that companies will continue to incorporate sustainability into their everyday operations. But it's an interesting article, so definitely check it out in the link below, and that was just a couple things about it. There's more to it than that, but let's get into the chart now. Now here at Cleanspark's chart, you'll see that we did break this resistance, this $11 or so resistance. We came up, we found resistance here at about 13, and now we're trading about 1270. So personally, I think if you're long-term on Cleanspark, I've said this before, I think it's definitely worthy of adding while it's under 15. And to me, you know, I'd see more upside in something like Cleanspark personally than in Bitcoin. Yes, it might be a little more risky than Bitcoin, but to me, it's another great play on the crypto space. It's another great play on Bitcoin. And think about this, okay? For Cleanspark to go from 13 to 50, potentially, you're talking about roughly close to a 4 times. Now, if you're looking at Bitcoin, for Bitcoin to 4 times your money, you're going from 40,000 to about 160,000. So to me, it's much more likely to see Cleanspark go to 50 before Bitcoin were to go to, 160,000. But that being said, if Bitcoin does run up exponentially, and if you're going to get huge gains on Bitcoin, you're definitely likely to get even outperforming gains on Cleanspark. That's just my thoughts. What are your thoughts below? What is your favorite Bitcoin miner? Alright guys, so I was editing this video and I noticed that Sphere 3D or any was breaking out. We have about a 6.5% run today so far, and I wanted to give you some levels to watch. So it does look like we're working on breaking this resistance roughly at about 210. After that, we're going to go for 220. And I think we do have some room to continue running. We'll see how it goes for the rest of the day. Now, I think you need to keep an eye on their earnings, because if we don't have any news on the merger by then, that means it's going to be pushed out for another quarter, which means that likely a lot of people will possibly sell off. So we could potentially see this breaking $2 again and coming and testing this like 160. I don't personally think that we're going to come down all the way back to this bottom, but I do think we're going to come down and test this support here if we don't merge by the date. And this hasn't been confirmed yet, but look around for about March 31, that week. And like I said, if we don't have that news that we merged yet by then, we're likely to have a small sell-off, but just be aware that that merge should still be expected. But make sure you mark this date on the calendar so when they give their earnings, we can get any little tidbits of information on the merger. They can't really talk about it because it is kind of just a waiting game, and it's up to the SEC at this point. Gryphon and Sphere 3D have done everything they could so far, so it's up to the SEC. But just figured I'd mention Sphere 3D because this is another Bitcoin miner that I do have. But that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you like and subscribe. I put out daily videos, and make sure you check out the links below for some free crypto and stocks. And until next time, take it easy.